man's in a cell and it's too close to hell and the pain's overwhelming. Only thing he left was his name for his children. Shit hurt me bad, said the shame almost killed him. Dog, you ain't to blame, no, the game get us reeled in. Used to have names that got brains at the Hilton. Even had the range and a chain, then he chilled in. Now he just survived off the beast that was built in. I stay strong for him, later on the side for him. Cause he a hard nigga, but shit hard for him. I pray to God for him. And me too, a lot of niggas see through. I ain't trying to hear shit, but I need to. I'm thugged out, but I motherfucking read too. I'm conscious, but I like to blow weed too. So I'm complex, I'm on the armrest, life ain't right yet. I stay strong from a fitted to my night checks. Nigga.
For what?
From Mario?
Keep the mask like Halloween on, dog. Olive green Maserati 4-door. My ghost has been poured for. Hit the safe and take more raw. That was my intro. Give it up again. Heard it was simple, but years later took a toll on my mental. Shit, now I move where animal instincts where I'm from. You can tell that the shit stink. Nigga hustle hard where you close a week in the row and fuck what a bitch think. Catch me in something fast with some stash, puffing on something bad. I know don't nothing last. Grind now, blow later on them. Lending out with the Louis shoes, little bit of gator on them. Pop a bottle if you made it on them. Tell them niggas you can't lose and don't move cause the aid is on them. And tell my niggas in jail I be waiting on them. Yo, pulls. I'm too high, roll when the crew ride, Benz in the Beamer, nigga, still in the hoop ride, raised in the place, used taught how to shoot 5, buck 90 something, nigga, I can make the coupe fly, hood to the day I die, good with the way I ride, 2 guns, 1 knife, shit I'm trying to stay alive, 20 on the yak bottle, blowing on the 50 piece, rap don't work, motherfucker, I'ma hit the streets, barcodes on the Dutch, now I gotta hit the leap, been up 2 years straight, dog, I don't get to sleep, I ain't complain when it was Kane money, I complain when it's the game money. If it's out one hand, in the next hand you ask me, it's the same money. Learn the game if you playing it, game if you jaying it. Listen what I say, cause I'm saying it. Most niggas don't aim, they be spraying it. They say words is a man's most dangerous weapon. They say the tongue's mightier than the sword. So that'll just about make me motherfucking like Achilles from Troy or something. And the gladiator mixed with the motherfucking kingdom of the African jungle. And like 5 other things I can't even say. A couple animals in there, like a wolf, shit like that. Niggas better back up, man. SV the Ghost Pools. Yeah. Let's go.
Fuck all you hoes. Get a grip, motherfucker. Yeah. This album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. And all the niggas in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard, you never thought that hip-hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world's trade. Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Peace to Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk Master Flex, Love Bump, Star Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. Yeah. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
7. Touch on the Wizards. Yeah, we talk about the playoffs.
I made the change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach, and I'm far from cheap.
I mean, my angle about talking about the playoffs is how they've been a dud so far, except for this game. I mean, this is the best that. I know it's the wild card round, but jeez.
I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Now honeys play me close like butter play toast. From the Mississippi down to the East Coast, condos in Queens, indo for weeks. Sold out seats to hear Biggie Small speak. Living life without fear, putting 5 carats in my baby girl ear. Lunches, brunches, interviews by the pool. Considered a fool cause I dropped out of high school. Stereotypes of a black male misunderstood, and it's still all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green leather sofa. Got 2 rides, a limousine with the chauffeur. Phone bill about 2 G's flat. No need to worry, my accountant handles that. And my whole crew is lounging, celebrating every day, no more public housing. Thinking back on my one-room shack. Now my mom pimps an act with minks on her back. And she loves to show me off, of course. Smiles every time my face is up in the sauce. We used to fuss when the landlord dissed us. No heat, wonder why Christmas missed us. Birthdays was the worst days. Now we sip champagne when we thirsty. Damn right I like the life I live. Cause I went from negative to positive, and it's all. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Representing B-Town in the house. Junior Mafia, Mad Flavor.
Unless you have somebody.
Yeah. Alright.
That actually makes me nervous.
That's one thing that I ain't doing on this playlist. I ain't put the fader option in. I don't even remember where it is.
So good, nigga. Junior Mafia. So good, nigga.
30 seconds. Nah, I'm about to bring an instrumental now.
Yeah, but I'm coming in like all for drinks. Like,
Okay. Yeah, you good.
I got time right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see how that works. Yeah, I can't go in there. It's too late.
Let the shirt warm up for a few seconds.
What's up, y'all? Welcome. We are the plug here each and every Sunday, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. right here on elifemedia.net, where we broadcast live TV and radio worldwide. And today's show is being sponsored by our good friends over at Undertaker Pest Control for affordable prevention and maintenance plans for residential and commercial. Please contact 202-455-3500, 202-455-3500. Call my man Mike, one of the best pest controllers in the DMV. Again, that's Undertaker Pest Control. We bury the pest and the competition. And, as always, don't forget to tell them that the plug sent you. Alright, man, it's a brutally cold Sunday. It's like -2 degrees outside, but with the windshield, man, it's extremely cold, but we are in the building. Again, welcome and thank you so much for joining us on Black Hollywood, BLAQ_Hollywood. That's, you can catch me on the gram. And we're joined by my man No Good. What's up, bro?
What's going on, fam? How you been? I know I just seen you yesterday, but pleasantries always do.
Right, you know, another day, another dollar.
Indeed.
All right, man. So let's talk about these playoffs for a minute, real quick, man.
Man, I don't know. Is it just me or these playoffs been brutal? I know, you hear fans say, my team should have been in there. My team should have been there. Nah, your team shouldn't have. Even though the first 3 out of the 4 games have stunk, your team ain't doing enough to make it. So now they need to be at home. I'm in the same boat. I look at that Lions Seahawks game. That theoretically, I think that should have been the Redskins. It probably would have been a more competitive game, but at the end of the day, we ain't doing enough to get in. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It was a blowout in Seattle. Seahawks over the Lions, 26-6. It was a blowout in Houston. Texans 27, Raiders 14, and it was a blowout earlier today in Pittsburgh. Steelers 30, Dolphins 12.
Is this a concern for the NFL that, like, okay, we knew about the duds like earlier in the year, and the mindset and the philosophy was, towards the end of the season things will begin to progress. We'll have more interesting matchups.
Which in theory it did happen down the stretch. The way that the NFL sets it up now is that you have all divisional matchups in the last month of the season, so
right,
it makes it compelling. We had the Giants Redskins playing game at the end of the season, but this playoff, this was an anomaly. I mean, you had a quarterback with a broke leg, another quarterback with 2 torn ligaments in his knee in Miami. So, these teams that were doing so well all year and projected to go in strong last few weeks of the season had catastrophic injuries to the quarterback position. I mean, no team is going to survive, Connor Cook coming in, starting his first game in the NFL in the playoffs against that vaunted Houston Texans defense. He was set up to fail. I mean, I know yesterday you brought up, they could have went out and got a Mike Vick off the street but I mean, he's been in the system all year. I think you roll your dice with the kid that's been there, knows the terminology, knows the playbook. You see what you
happened,
got.
Though?
He got his doors blowed off.
It's a reason why third stringers are third stringers. Exactly. I don't care if you know the system or not. I mean, obviously he did enough in throughout the season as far as his practicing and stuff, and regular practice and film room or whatever. And that's why I thought, like, man, go grab Vic right quick. You give him a chance to win a game, man. Like, you can just get some basic philosophy in real quick and, let it go.
Yeah, I think they were screwed either way you look at it, whether it was a veteran off the street because they're not going to have that much time in the building, or if it's your third stringer who didn't get any reps during the regular season. They were going to be screwed anyway. I thought maybe the Dolphins were going to put up a little bit more of a fight than they did today. With Matt Moore, seasoned vet, you had Joseph Ajayi. He couldn't get going today. Matt Moore, got destroyed. On the play earlier today. I mean, I thought they was going to have to, like on Madden back in the day, the ambulance was going to come on the field, pick him up and take him to Miami General, Pittsburgh General somewhere, man.
Was it a flag?
Yeah, they threw a flag on him. I mean,
did he spear? Was it a spear move?
He just ran through him. I mean, like a freight train. I mean, it wasn't a spear.
Okay.
So, I mean, maybe he was rattled after that. But, I mean, before that, I think he had a fumble and an interception. So, these games have just been brutal to watch early. This Packers-Giants game has been a little bit more competitive. On my way to the station, I was listening to the game in the car, so I really didn't get the full grasp of what was happening in the first quarter. But as I got here, Brother Roland gave me the breakdown of the
they were taking their shirts off. Right?
Yeah, I love both boys out there taking their shirts off, showing their biddies, and dropping the ball every chance that they get. So we'll see how this plays out. This can be a major story tomorrow if the Packers end up pulling this thing off. And
so let's talk about that for a second for people who don't know, like with last week. Okay, so it was Victor Cruz. It was who else was it? It was Victor Cruz and
it was the whole wide receiver corps.
Okay, yeah. So they flew to Miami to hang with Justin Bieber and
Trey Songz. And then the Weasel Manziel kind of found his way. Found his way up in the crew some kind of way.
This guy, man. Okay. So, and then we saw, Screaming A. Smith, and everybody was talking about it this week. It was a bad move. They shouldn't have did it. And, I had the opinion, like I was telling Roland, like, look, man, these people are grown. They can do whatever they want to do on their spare time. Like, why are we so hard on these athletes? I heard the philosophy where it's like, okay, so we know they're entertainers at the end of the day, right?
Exactly.
So we don't try to control other entertainers, like our actors, and, so why is it that everybody feel like they can control football players?
Do we really want to go down that rabbit hole? Do we really want to go down there? But I feel the same way, too. I mean, it's their life. They can do whatever they want to do. I think at the end of the day, it's a little bit of jealousy. I think it's people can't relate to being able to leave out a locker room after a playoff game, hop on a flight to Miami, and rent a yacht. We can't relate to that. So when we hear something like that, it's a combination of a little bit of hate, a little bit of jealousy.
So picking. Just let me find something to pick.
Yeah. Well, why they flying down to Miami to? Well, they millionaires and they got a day off and they can afford to do it. Believe me, if I left work on a Friday and I had $1 million in my pocket, if I felt like flying to Miami, you know what I'm saying? I'm off. Like I'm off. I don't have to report to work until Monday. I can do whatever I want to do them 2 days and I'm off. As long as I'm there to swipe the card to get in the building, I'm good. I mean, people just have this ability to just find fault in anything that anybody does just because they can't relate. Get off them boys. Now, like I said, it's going to be a story tomorrow because those same pundits are going to say, oh, well, they were on the boat and they're dropping balls.
And that's the thing I said. I don't disagree with them going out and partying and celebrating. It seems like they did it responsibly. So I don't have any issue with that. But once the story broke, I knew it was a thing where like, now you got to go out there and play balls to the wall. Because if you don't, now those same people are going to be like, okay, let me prove you guys wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens, man. What's the score now? We got an update on the score. Besides the drop passes from the Giants wide receiver core.
I still got 14-6. I'm going to have to refresh in a minute.
So it ain't over yet, Roland. It ain't over yet.
If you want to call us, the studio hotline is 240-455-5934. That's 240-455-5934. So, yeah, I'm kind of punched out on the playoffs. I mean, I stuck around. I watched the games, with the bored face, chin in my fist, like, these games are boring, they're blah. So hopefully this game here kind of turn the corner. So when we have that divisional round next week, it'll be a little bit more exciting. That's what I'm anticipating.
All right. So we got a special guest. We're going to talk about the Redskins. We can jump into that for a few seconds. So we know the Redskins missed the playoffs, man. I really don't know what to say, man. It was such an up and down season with the Redskins. They played horribly for a few games, and then a few games they played excellent. I mean, they were clicking on all cylinders.
I'm gonna tell you,
we know the defense was a problem, throughout the season. But in my opinion, like I said, if you watch that last game, the defense wasn't why we lost that game. The offense absolutely stunk. I think it was I think it was a little bit of Jay Gruden not adjusting as he did quite a few times, throughout the season. And, I mean, they just couldn't do nothing, man. They could not move the ball. I mean, your defense held the opposition to 10 points in the fourth quarter. I mean, what else do you want from your defense at that point?
Yeah, the offense didn't show up that playing game, week 17. But the offense has showed up all season long. I mean, they rode the offense all year, and they didn't get any help. And the wheels just fell off. I mean, at the worst time possible, the wheels came off. So the season to me has the same taste that the tie left in my mouth. You don't know what to feel about the season. You got a 5,000-yard passer, which only the elite of the elite in the NFL do. And I'm not even, this is like Navy SEALs and then Seam Till 6. It's only a few quarterbacks that ever do that. So for him to get that close, you wonder, you're like, okay, maybe we have a franchise quarterback, but then he throws the pick of all picks,
right?
In the game. So it leaves you scratching your head, like what really do we have in our quarterback? We have 2,000-yard receivers. That never happens. And now potentially both of them are walking out the door. So now really what do we have in the receiving core? We got a first-round pick that saw one game, total maybe 12 snaps. So it's going to be a lot of off-season questions that need to be answered. I think Scott McCloughan's going to have to show up and improve this offseason because it was noted in Jay Gruden's last press conference, I've had 2 first-round draft picks. A guard that was actually drafted to be a tackle.
Was that a shot?
I think it was a shot fired.
Yeah, I think that was a shot.
I mean, it was for a guy that's coaching for his next contract. Because, I mean, next year, they're not going to let him go into that last year of his contract as a lame duck coach. So this is it for him. If he doesn't get what he needs to improve that defense and make sure he brings Kirk back, Jay Gruden might as well just pack his stuff up and go now. I mean, you're basically Joe Barry. You got 1 foot out the door, basically. So Scott McCloughan's going to have to do a lot of work in the draft, identifying talent early. His philosophy is drafting the best player on the board. We're going to have to scratch that this offseason.
Because it ain't working. We got a receiver that they still don't know what's wrong with the boy. Now they say that it's both of his Achilles. So it's like they might as well, somebody off the junkie said, you might as well just go ahead and break both of them. So at least now they know what's wrong. You go in, you repair.
And get it over with. So we'll have to see. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I want to jump into the Wizards too a little bit before we go home tonight.
Okay, all right. We're jumping in that. We also want to talk about the Redskins just for a few more minutes after the break. We have a guest coming on. We're gonna talk about the Kirk Cousins situation because at this point we don't know if he's gonna be here or not after after next season. So.
Well, it depends on if they franchise him or not.
Right, and if they franchise him, then he'll be able to choose where he goes next year. So
not really. They can franchise him again.
Right. Oh, okay. But we know the more they franchise him, I mean, he's already. If they franchise him this year, he's gonna be looking up with like what, $26 million? Is what they say now.
Close to it, yeah.
So it's just. All right, so we're gonna dive more into that. 240-455-5934. 202-455-5934. Call us in the studio. Want to hear what you guys have to say. We're going to be talking Redskins, Wizards. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We are the Plug.
I'm so glad that this ain't that. See, girl, you're the only reason I can make it through the long, long day. And that's a fact. Now, baby, I can't wait to get next to you. Girl, I can't wait to wrap my arms around your body. And baby, I can't help but to tell the truth. Girl, it's so hard to wait till no one else is around. I'm gonna try to keep myself together till I find myself in you. Baby, no, nah. Before they take you back to heaven, gonna find myself in you. Maybe now I hate you waiting, but there are some things that need my attention before I can get back to you. I'm anticipating my hands all over your body, baby. You know I know just what to do. Now, baby, I can't wait to get next to you. Girl, I can't wait to wrap my arms around your body. And baby, I can't help but tell the truth. Girl, it's so hard to wait till no one else is around. I'm gonna try to keep myself together till I find myself in you. Baby, no, nah. Before they take you back to heaven, gonna find myself in you. Oh, baby, now. The only place I want to be is right here with you. Loving you, darling. You can take what you want from me as long as you let me. Hang around. I'm gonna keep myself together till I find myself in you. Baby, no, nah. Before they take you back to heaven, gonna find myself in you. Come on now and put your hands together. I'm gonna keep myself together till I find myself. Gonna find myself in you. Before they take you back, gonna find myself. Gonna find myself in you. Said I'm gonna find myself.
Welcome back. We are the plug here on the elifemedia.net, broadcasting live TV and radio worldwide. Don't forget today's show is being brought to you by our good friends over at Undertaker Pest Control. For affordable prevention and maintenance plans for residential and commercial properties, please call my man Mike over at 202-455-3500. That's 202-455-3500. Again, that's Undertaker Pest Control. We bury the pests and the competition. And as always, please don't forget to tell them that the plug sent you. All right, as we do on Sundays, we have our special guest here, Dujane Bland. He's an NFL reporter for Sports Journal and also hosts his own show called Shooting Sports Talk. What's up with you, Dujane?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How's your new year?
Man, it's been great. Although it's been bad on the cold and whatnot, but it's been good, man. It's a good start. Busy start, though, with all the games.
Okay, well, it's negative 25 degrees here in D.C.
Actually, it was 31. It was actually only 43 today here in Northwest Florida.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody told me today, I saw a post on Facebook, they said, you know what, you could actually rob me today with a bucket of water. I almost wanted to fall on my seat.
That's good.
So, Dujane, so start off with these Redskins. I wanted to get your take on just the brutal end to the season at the hands of the Giants. What did you take away from watching that game?
My first things are offensive. It just seemed that it seems to be in every big game, and I think Washington Redskins fans feel the same way. That this, I don't know whether the moment is too big or they get too cutesy for themselves, but they really just did not do what great teams do, and let's go to your playmakers. In the beginning, where was Jordan Reed? Where was the passes to try to get Deshaun Jackson involved? A guy who was lighting it up all season long, Jamison Crowder, getting those guys involved. And then they did a lot of things of throwing passes that Kirk Cousins doesn't do well. And that really put the offensive line at a disadvantage as well, because it didn't even run the football and try to create things to run the football effectively, which something that Fat Rob was doing very well.
Right.
But I think it's I say Redskins fans back off the ledge. When you look at this team, you have to be you're disappointed in the finish, of course, because I think there was a lot more potential there and a lot more things there that could have been reached that were not. But this is a young team. This is a team with a young coaching staff, up-and-coming guy in Sean McVay, who's still learning as well. And, there's a bright future here in Washington. And then, with the defense, of course, it wasn't great, but, they actually held up their end of the bargain in that game. It's just very unfortunate that the offense just didn't show up in another big game.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with the offense. You don't know what you have. We go into this offseason with a lot of questions. Who's going to be our quarterback? Are we going to pay the quarterback? Who's going to be our wide receivers? Do you think that it would be prudent to sign Kirk Cousins? I mean, looking at his body of work, he threw for almost 5,000 yards. Only the elite of the elite in the NFL come close to that number. But do you think that that's fool's gold and we're only going to get what we're getting out of Kirk Cousins right now for the remainder of this mega contract that he potentially will sign in the offseason?
I think, and I've said this before, I wrote an article on Sports Journey about this as well. You are what you are. That's the famous saying of Bill Parcells. And I think we have a elevated expectation as fans, have an elevated, even media, have an elevated expectation sometimes of Kirk Cousins. The guy is who he is. He's going to make his share of mistakes, but he's also going to make some big plays. And I think when you look across the board, I've had some discussions with fans about their frustrations with Kirk, but there's not too many of these elite quarterbacks that are left. And when you're looking in the draft and what's coming up in the college ranks,
right,
there's not much greater than what you have. And you can talk, I've heard fans talk about getting Tony Romo. I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit. You can't be serious. They're basically the same guys. Tony Romo, again, another guy who throws up a lot of yardage, just as Kirk does, but he throws the ill-advised interception on occasion. And I think this is what you're going to get with Kirk. Now, my thing is, let's not overpay. Let's not be a team that overpays for a guy. And yes, does he deserve a good bit of the money? Sure. $100 million man? Absolutely not. Ask Houston about that, which everybody and their mama and every couch potato knows not to pay Osweiler over 7 games for $72 million. But, what do I know? I don't think the Redskins should be paying him $100 million.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because I've heard some of the Romo chatter as well, but we know once if anyone touches him one time, he folds like an old rusty lawn chair. So we we definitely don't want him here. But just talk about the Redskins. Have they put themselves in a little bit of a bind here as far as how they're handling the Kirk Cousins? They're basically leasing him now year by year, and that salary goes up and up. I'm hearing numbers of like upwards of $26 million next year for Kirk Cousins. I mean, so what is the Redskins? I mean, what is it? Is it a thing where maybe like half of the building is sold on Kirk and half isn't, and that's why for some reason they're reluctant in pulling the trigger?
I think you're looking at a team that, I mean, you guys know, watching this team over the past 20 years, this is a team that's been like a woman scorned, so to speak. They have had so many quarterbacks in and out of the building that have not panned out. And then you look at what they did as a franchise to get RG3, and that didn't work for various reasons, organizationally and coaching-wise. And now they have a guy here that they thought before when they gave him this, franchise tag, that they figured, okay, we want him to prove it. Well, I'm sure they didn't expect for him to prove it the way he did this year. And now you're in a position to where, okay, do we take another chance and franchise him and then risk the fact that he may not show up, for training camp or whatever the case may be. He holds out and then comes and plays, and then this team could potentially either miss the playoffs or whatever, and then you still have to end up paying this guy because he's all you have left. Or do you pay him now, understanding who he is and what he is? And I think it was just an issue of that they've been burned so many times that they were trying to do the right thing, take the right precautions, and not just throw caution to the wind and feel like they're in some kind of desperation mode to sign him last year. And they rolled the dice, and so did Kirk, and it rolled in Kirk's favor.
Yeah. Yes, it did.
But I really still believe that there has to be a happy medium that they can come to, and I just think you can't overpay for him, but in the same token, you can't afford to let him walk away. I mean, I've also heard fans talking about having the backups come in, and I mean, really, come on, that's absurd. And if you think that the backups that we have on this roster can do what Kirk did, I think you're really, really, really fooling yourself.
Okay, again, we're joined by Dujane Bland. He's the NFL reporter for Sports Journal. So we also know that we have a big decision in Deshaun Jackson and Pierre. Looking at both players, in your opinion, which player do you think you will probably keep this year going? I mean, we know we can't get both, right? So what player do you think the Redskins will probably keep around this year?
My optimism is that for their sake that they can, but when you look at the numbers, it's going to be very difficult. I think Deshaun or Garcon would have to take a hometown discount. But when you look at what Garcon has done this year, and you look at Jamison Crowder has been able to be that guy that can stretch the field. You still haven't seen Doxson out on the field yet. He's a tall, big wide receiver, capable of going up and getting the ball. I hate to say it because I like both guys, but I like Garcon to stay, and my reasons being is that he's a guy and I'm telling you, he's a guy when he gets the ball in his hands, he is a wrecking machine. And not only that, he plays with a nasty attitude that is infectious. And to me, goes well with a guy like Jordan Reed. And it really permeates through the offense. And again, you have young guys on this squad. You have a guy in Doxson you haven't seen yet, of course, but you do have a guy in Jamison Crowder that has proved that he can play outside, inside, and stretch the field for you and be that dynamic receiver that can push the field. And, hey, your guy, Garcon, is that possession guy, kind of like the modern-day Art Monk, who, when you need a catch, and it's 3rd and 4, 3rd and 7, and he's the go-to guy, along with Jordan Reed, that's going to get that. And he loves to get yak and mush people in the process.
Yeah, so one more we're going to get you out of here on this one. Looking at the Redskins offseason, this is going to be huge for Scott McCloughan. And Jake Gruden, I know you probably caught this week, sent a shot his way and said, I've had two first-round draft picks since I've been here. One's a guard and one, can't get on the field. So what will Scott have to do? Because this is going to be Jay's kind of swan song here. They're not going to keep him around for that lame duck year, that last year on his contract. So what do you think that Scott has to do in order to give this team a fighting chance next year, especially on the defensive side of the ball?
You said it. I think defense is important, but I think it has to be a balance. Dallas, that's one thing that I think Redskins fans fail to realize is that while the Washington Redskins were bringing in has-beens and guys over the hill and overpaying them and not having the draft picks to be able to build, they took their time and built an offensive line. I think they still have to continue along that trend and bring in guys that can keep solidifying and create. And those guys that you have on the roster can become your solid depth, but they have to attack it on defense. And I think when you look across the board, you look at the New York Giants. I mean, the last couple of games, they scored 13 points, and their defense basically won the game for them. I mean, they beat Washington scoring 13 points. I'm not even counting that fluke touchdown at the end. They scored 13 points and beat Washington. And if you have a defense, coupled with that offense and what Kirk has done this year, throwing the ball around, throwing over for 5,000 yards, breaking all kinds of franchise records, and the young talent in the backfield, wide receiver, they have to go defense. And I think it's going to be a combination of draft and some smart free agents coming in and being able to solidify that unit. And, of course, having a better defensive coordinator. Joe Barry just didn't cut it.
Yeah, this is so good. I can't let you go. I got one more for you. So the defensive coordinator search. So we had rumblings that Greg Williams was in the building this week. Where do you think that Jay is going to go with this hire? Because
please go Wade Phillips, man. Please.
They say that he has this is his shot. He has the autonomy to hire whoever he wants. So where do you think he may lean?
There has been a few. There has been a few guys. I've even seen my colleague Lake Lewis talked about the defensive coordinator in Charlotte coming here. You have Rex Ryan, and he's not a great coach, but I mean you've seen what he can do with defenses. And I like the way Phillips picked. I really think that I personally would lean to a guy like Rex Ryan. Brings a attitude and a fearless leadership to the position, and that type of attitude that a coach like that can bring, it filters down into the players, and they become like the coach. That's what you see. You look at the New England Patriots, just to use Belichick as an example. You talk about coaches speak and the attitude of the coach being reflected on the team. You see that with the Patriots, and players buy in, and that's what you want. You want guys that are going to go, 100 miles an hour to the wall and fly around and make plays, and that's what this defense is missing.
Yeah.
And I think with the innovativeness that Rex Ryan brings to the table, that would be something that would be epic, especially if they're planning on keeping the 3-4 defense.
And you know what? I kind of agree with the whole Rex Ryan thing, but then it's also, okay, well, if Rex comes, the circus comes as well.
He's a walking clown show. He's a walking clown show.
I agree. That is something that, and he may not be the guy for the simple fact that you notice that with Scott McCloughan, they've tried to avoid being in the spotlight, doing things that create a lot of fanfare and controversy in Washington, D.C.
We're no longer the laughing stock anymore. I mean, it feels so good, to not have people walk around and point and laugh, hey, you're a Redskins fan.
Exactly.
You guys,
Media even this year was saying how boring it was. A lot of the media were talking about how boring it was because of not having all these storylines as far as the negativity, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a true reporter, you don't want to deal with that. That's TMZ stuff. Nobody wants to deal with that, and there was a lot of that going on. So you're right about that. But they need a guy of that caliber, and your next bet is a guy like Wade Phillips. Goes about his business quietly, but you've seen what he's done in Denver and in various places that he's been in. He's had great defenses, and guys buy in and really really go head first for a guy like Wade.
All right, well, Dujane, thank you so much. One of the best in the building, NFL reporter for Sports Journey. He also hosts his own show called Shooting Sports Talk. How can people find that show, Dujane?
But you can find the show if you're an iTunes subscriber. Okay. You can go in the iTunes store, type in Straight Shooting Sports Talk, and subscribe there. You can also go to our Google page, which is Straight Shooting Sports Talk as well.
Okay. And also, for our special guests, like, we're going to implement a walk-up song, so our guests will know, okay, Dujane coming up. Like, so what's your walk-up song? What song should we play when we're introducing you?
Shoot the Thrill would be best.
Shoot the Thrill.
Shoot the Thrill. Look, I'm an 80s baby, so you have to. Who is that?
That's AC/DC.
AC/DC. All right. Thank you so much, Dujane. Appreciate it.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Thank you,
brother.
Have a good
Always
one.
a pleasure. You too.
All right, y'all. Again, that's Dujane Bland, NFL reporter for Sports Journey.
That's a smart dude right there.
Yeah, smart guy, man.
Smart
Hosts
dude,
his own
man.
show, man. Good guy. We appreciate that, man. Look, a lot of good insight, man. The whole Rex Ryan thing, I thought about that too, but it's just like he's, like you said, he's going to bring the circus here.
He's
So
a walking clown
it would
show.
never be able to work here having him here.
Nah.
It would never be able to work. They had an opportunity to get Wade Phillips twice, a proven guy. So it's just like at this point, and I think Gruden will probably go into the offseason with this mindset. You can't get another wish upon a star. You got to get somebody with a proven record here.
Yeah, you can't get another Jag. You can't get another Jag.
Yeah, no more projects.
It's about time, especially with the reports coming out last week that there was all kinds of upheaval in the secondary, meeting room of not wanting to. You didn't hear this?
Well, I heard a little bit of the rumblings.
Okay,
like,
so on.
I think Baker came on the Sports Junkies. Well, no, he came on Chad Dukes.
Okay,
and he alluded to it a little bit. Like,
well, Chris Cooley went full blast with it, and what he alluded to was that there was some upheaval in the defensive secondary. That Rashad Breeland was upset off top that they even signed Josh Norman, so he went into the season with a sour taste in his mouth. Then that there was, they moved him to the slot. He didn't want to play the slot, so he kind of basically took Week 17 off. So you look at it, that's leadership. That starts with the D coordinator. That shouldn't have never happened. And Perry Fuel, the defensive backs coach. They both deserve to get fired. If that story is true, they both deserve to be out the building. 240-455-5934, 240-455-5934, studio line. Look, call us up, man. We're talking Redskins. We're going to jump into the entertainment. No, we got to talk about my boys.
Okay,
man. We
well,
gotta talk about the Wiz kids.
Okay, so we're
bit.
going to talk about the Wizards first, and then we're going to jump into this whole Chris Brown and Soulja Boy fiasco.
The Wiz are balling, baby. The Wiz are balling. Might get some more season tickets.
Don't go anywhere. We out of plug. We'll be right back.
But life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the streets? Rest in peace, young nigga. There's a heaven for you. Be alive. If I told you that I never thought of death, my nigga, we the last ones left. Life goes on. I bail through the empty halls, breath stinking in my drawers. Ring, ring, ring. Quiet, y'all. Incoming call. Plus, it's my homie from high school. He getting by. It's time to bury another brother. Nobody cry. Life is a baller. Alcohol and booty calls. We used to do them as adolescents. Do you recall? Raised as G's. Loped out and blazed the weed. Get on the roof. Let's get smoked out and blaze with me. 2 in the morning and we still high assed out. Screaming thug till I die before I pass out. But now that you're gone, I'm in the zone thinking I don't wanna die all alone. But now you're gone, and all I got left is stinking memories. I love them niggas to death. I'm drinking Hennessy while trying to make it last. I drank a fit for that ass when you pass, cause life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the streets? Rest in peace, young nigga. There's a heaven for a G. Be alive. If I told you that I never thought of death, my nigga, we the last ones left. But life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the streets? Rest in peace, young nigga.
we the last ones left. And life goes on. Yeah, nigga, I got the word as hell. You blew trial and the judge gave you 25 with an L. Time to prepare to do fair time, won't see parole. Imagine life as a convict that's getting old. Plus with the drama, with looking out for your baby's mama. Taking risks while keeping cheap chicks from getting on her. Life in the hood is all good for nobody. Remember gaming on dumb hotties at your party. Me and you know true or two. While scheming on hits and getting tricks that maybe we can slide into. But now you worry, rest nigga, cause I ain't worried. Eyes blurry, saying goodbye at the cemetery. Though memories fade, I got your name tatted on my arm, so we both born to my dying days. Before I say goodbye, Kato and mental rest in peace. Thug till I die. How many brothers fell victim to the streets? Rest in peace, young nigga. There's a heaven for a G. I'd be alive if I told you that I never thought of death. My nigga, we the last ones left. And life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the streets? Rest in peace, young nigga. There's a heaven for a G. I'd be alive if I told you that I never thought of death. My niggas, we the last ones left. Cause life goes on. Bury me smiling with G's in my pocket. Have a party at my funeral. Let every rapper rock it. Let the hoes that I used to know from way before kiss me from my head to my toe. Give me a paper and pen so I can write about my life of sin. A couple of bottles of gin in case I don't get in. Tell all my people I'm a rider. Nobody cries when we die. We outlaws, let me ride until I get free. I live my life in the fast lane. Got police chasing me. To my niggas from old blocks, from old crews. Niggas that guided me through back in the old school. Pour out some liquor, have a toast for the homies. See, we both gotta die, but you chose to go before me. And brothers miss you while you gone. You left your nigga on his own. How long we moan? Life goes on. How many brothers fell victim to the streets?
Life goes on, homie. All homies that passed away. Niggas doing life. Niggas doing 50 and 60 years and shit. I feel you, nigga. Trust me, I feel you. You know what I mean? Last year, we poured out liquor for you. This year, nigga, life goes on. We finna clock mail, get money, evade bitches, evade tricks, get flags, plenty space, and basically just represent for you, baby. Next time you see your niggas, we gonna be on top, nigga. You gonna be like, God damn, them niggas came up. That's right, baby. Life goes on. And we up out this bitch. Hey, Kato, mental, y'all niggas make sure it's poppin' when we get up there, man. Don't front. Life goes on.
I can feel it coming in the air.
Welcome back. We are The Plug here on elifemedia.net. Always broadcasting live TV and radio worldwide. Hey, don't forget to call us in the studio at 240-455-5934. That's 240-455-5934. Again, we are The Plug. All right, so we're going to jump into your Washington Wizards. And No Good has been excited all day to talk about the Wizards because they went on a...
They're on a mini heater right now.
Right?
They're on a mini heater right now. And you know, you can sense the enthusiasm in my voice. I mean, this goes back a long way for me. I mean, watching the Bullets on home team sports, and I've always...
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, this team has got me.
Back there.
Yeah, I mean, they were
Chick Hernandez?
Man, this wasn't even Chick Hernandez.
That wasn't Chick Hernandez?
Nah, I can't even pull the announcers off the top of my head.
Somebody from Fox 5, I guarantee you.
USA Arena. I mean, it's just those memories, you know, and they were lovable losers back then. I mean, they weren't winning anything.
Right.
I think we missed. Yeah, we were bad, man. We were bad. Them Kevin Duckworth days, the Mark Price and Brent Price days. We got good for a little bit when we got the boys from Michigan. We got Juwan Howard and Chris Webber. And Jordan called us the next up-and-coming team, and then we blew the squad up the next year.
And then we got Kwame Brown.
Yeah, so, you know, this team has got me, you know what I'm saying? Whether win, lose, or draw, I'm a Wizards fan till the day I die. So watching this team right now from the beginning of the season to now, they're kind of maturing and coming into the individual roles that they have to pursue on this team. Okay. You know, earlier, Martin Gortat called the bench the worst bench in the league. That's tough. For your teammate to go out and publicly say that we have the worst bench in the league. And, I mean, they haven't improved much, but you've had individual players step up. So now they were literally running a 5-man rotation. I mean, literally, the starters were playing.
Yeah, maxing out minutes, right?
Maxing out minutes. And slowly but surely, you had Kelly Oubre come on. You know, and that's big, you know, to have Kelly come off the bench and give you some meaningful points. You know, Jan Mahimi, our big offseason free agent signing, still is yet. He's seen the floor for a few minutes. Andrew Nicholson is giving you a little pop off the bench. Jason Smith has been a revelation. This guy has come off the bench and is stretching, and he's not doing what they asked him to do, what they asked our power forwards to do last year with the space and pace. You know, play at the 3-point line. He's stretching them out 15 feet, making them come away from the basket to let Otto and Kelly and, you know, John go and swoop in for rebounds. So this team is coming around. Who I'm disappointed with is Thomas Stadaransky. We drafted him a few years ago. Big point guard, 6'7". You know, athletic as all hell, jump out the gym. But he just hasn't been able to crack the starting lineup for this team. I mean, and this is where it goes back to Martin saying they had the worst bench in the league. They're going to need him to step up because Marcus Thornton isn't the answer as the backup point guard. Trey Burke isn't the answer at the backup point guard.
You think it's something he's doing in practice, or like he's not showing enough in practice? I mean, because I'm sure he's still getting limited time. You know.
I don't know what it is with the Wizards and Euros, but we get Euros and we can't get them to assimilate to our game like other teams do. I was watching the Bucks game today, and they got like 3 different European players, and they look like seasoned NBA vets. It don't look like they're playing Euro basketball. We get Euros, and we can't get them to get on the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for him, hopefully, to take a bigger role coming up as the season unfolds. Right now, I think we're sitting at 8th. We're a game or so under 500, which I think is par for the course for this team. No one expected this team to blow the doors off of anybody, but you wanted them to be at least me. I wanted them to be 500, be consistent, maybe sneak in at the 7th or 8th seed, give the city something to cheer for, and then maybe next year, you know, in free agency, we need to go out and fill that bench up. But this is turning into be an interesting season from these Wizards, and you're seeing a lot of growth from Otto Porter. Otto Porter averaging 14 points a game, 6.6 rebounds a game. John Wall, 23 points a game, leading the league in steals. The new Gary Payton is what I'm calling him in the house, man. This boy is getting to the rack whenever he wants to. His mid-range jumper has improved dramatically. I hate when I talk to people because they obviously don't watch the games or John Wall can't shoot. Have you been watching the games lately? Have you been watching the games lately? I mean, because I tune in every day at 7:30 when they're on. So watching John, mature and come around, it's special. But there are rumblings that he might want to trade. So we need to kind of watch that. Yeah,
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, he's it's not a happy camper in DC right now. So probably need to watch that. I mean, if need be. If need be, you can get John Wall out the door. I'm not advocating for it, but if it was to happen, it's a couple of number ones.
Well, I heard, you're talking about the rumblings. I heard that he actually, he wasn't really happy about the whole Randy Whitman thing.
Firing Randy Whitman? Really? I didn't hear that.
I mean, he was on the Junkies, and they asked him a question like his relationship with Randy, and he was like, yeah, they had a pretty good relationship.
I would expect that. But Randy, change had to be made for change's sake. You can't fire the player. Basically, they did fire the players because half the team, 75% of the team was on one-year deals last year. So, I mean, who's left to go but the coach? I mean, it seems like Ted has a love affair with Ernie. He doesn't seem to want to. It doesn't seem to want to get rid of him. So we'll have to see how this plays out in the future. But if you're a fan of the Wizards, you got to like what they're doing, man. You got to like what you're seeing on the floor right now. Bradley Beal stretching the floor. John Wall getting what he wants. We just have to get that bench to step up and play a little tougher. We need production from the bench. If we don't, then these boys, our starters are going to be burnt.
Yeah, man, you putting what, like 30-something minutes, hot 30 minutes per night? I mean, I think he kind of alluded to that when he was on the radio this week as well. Like, after a while, you playing that many minutes day in and day out, man, it begins to catch up with you. I mean, it also it affects the whole way you prepare for other games. You can't play them that many minutes and then, hit them with a hard practice.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
So you have to change all of that. You know what I'm saying? They have to recover.
Yeah, so it's looking like a season that was headed for disaster is now, has some bright spots. And the only bad thing about this is this might save Ernie's job again, which this man is like,
we might
need to call Undertaker, man, send him up to the Rising City to get rid of.
He's Teflon Don. Like, he's going to be here forever.
Oh, yeah, the Giants are selling the house right now.
Yep, 31-13 is your score. It looks like that Miami trip.
Don't rock the boat, baby.
Yeah, man. Look, let's talk about that for a few seconds. We talked about it earlier. But, this is one of the things I said that I didn't necessarily have a problem with the players. Of course, we know they have access to private jets. They can fly and whisk off at drop of a dime. We know that. So I didn't really necessarily have a problem with them going over to Miami, but when the story broke and, all the different news outlets began to pick it up, I said, okay, now you guys are in trouble. Although I do agree with you. If you go out there and drop passes and play and drop a big steamy pile in the middle of the field, which it seems like they're doing right now, they're going to criticize you.
Yeah, they
so now they have to worry about waking up tomorrow, and I'm sure the New York Times and all the New York press, they're going to kill them tomorrow.
Oh, they're going to eat them alive.
Them alive.
I mean, it's not. You ain't got to wait till tomorrow. That's going to happen as soon as this game goes off on SportsCenter.
Matter of fact, they're working on it now.
Look, they sharpen up their knives and forks right now to eat these boys alive. But they look.
But there you go again.
They did it to themselves.
This dude.
They did it to themselves. I mean, I understand social media, and what you put out on social media is public. It's public domain, and you leave yourself open to that type of criticism, and you hope that people have the sense of self to know that this is their lives, this is their money, this is what they want to do. It's their off day, and go about your business. But you have trolls that look for any and everything to latch on to and create a story. This was a story that was created out of nothing. A writer in New York made this story up when he saw that picture and had fake outrage. And the fake outrage was a domino effect. Everybody else started getting fake outrage. What are you mad for? Johnny Appleseed sitting at your desk. You mad? You mad because you can't hop on a plane and go to Miami on your off day? What is it? What are you mad for?
Look, I'm not the one that likes to interject race into everything. But I think that I can do that here. It seems like certain players in certain leagues are held to different standards. It's almost like you should be thankful that you're in a position to play in the NFL.
I would hesitate on slamming the race card on this one because a few years ago they did the same thing to Tony Romo and Jason Witten. Same thing. They did the same thing to them, scorned them for going to Cabo with Jessica Simpson. So I just think this is just something that people.
I guess I'm saying that, like, the vitriol, like the tone, just seemed like the tone was different, man. I mean, they were wearing them out this week, like.
Oh yeah, thugs on the boat.
Exactly, that type of
that whole thing. We know what the thug is code word for. But what can you do about it? You know, that's why I continue to say it's hate at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And I think that reporter that broke this story or made it national news needs to go back and reevaluate exactly what you should be angry about. What's worth the column? And maybe it was because he got what he wanted out of it. He got clickbait. He's famous. He was on shows, you know, talking about this and what he thought. But it comes a point in time where we as consumers of media need to call BS when we see it. Mm-hmm. And when that story broke, there wasn't enough of us saying this is BS, leave them boys alone. It was a domino effect of mock outrage. So this is what we're left with. So now they're going to show, you know, the benefits of that guy's work today.
Yep.
At the end of this game, when they just get ripped a new one by the media because of all the drops. And rightfully so, they should be criticized for the drops, but that has nothing to do with a trip on a boat in Miami.
But you know, Dujane, he kind of touched on that a little bit earlier when he was saying, like, you know, that's for TMZ, and it kind of slipped my mind, but I meant to say, but you know what, Dujane, that's what reporting has really evolved into when it comes to NFL and reporting, not just NFL but just sports period.
You got to ask yourself, how many times have you actually clicked on an article that was talking X's and O's?
As opposed to the personal life.
As opposed to, you know,
player.
Josh Norman's blow up, you know, with said referee. Right. You know, I click on those stories on the Washington Post, and they're breaking down film and they're breaking down routes, and it may be 30 to 40 comments. You go to the story about Josh Norman calling the ref, you know, whatever.
1,000 comments.
1,000 comments. 1,000 comments.
Easy.
You know, clickbait is everything nowadays. I mean, and this is what our media has evolved into, and these boys, you know, they're just reaping the benefits of it now, and it's not benefits that you want either.
Nah, I mean, this game, like, what are we 31-13 with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I mean, their stomach's going to hurt the whole plane ride home. Because they know they're going to be paddled tomorrow in the press. And Brother
Roland also brought up the fact that they were out on the field with their shirts off taking selfies before the game.
Just ridiculous, man. You know, and what's the whole thing with the NFL now? Everybody wearing their shirts halfway, showing their stomach open. I mean, is that new or is that repeat?
Nah, that's a cowboy thing.
It's just a cowboy thing?
That's an Ohio State cowboy thing that brought in the league. You know, it's a copycat league on all levels. You know, you get a Justin Tuck gets a custom face mask. Next thing you know, half the league gets custom face masks. and then the league outlaws it. Yeah, my bad.
Noel over here, look, no good over here. He has Velcro on his pants, right? So at first he was doing it throughout the show, but it was kind of low. But as the show has progressed, it seems to get louder and louder. Like what's going on over here?
My bad.
No face pants.
No face pants. I mean, what can you do?
All right, so we gonna talk. We gonna dive into this Soulja Boy and Chris Brown fiasco. By the way, if you are interested in becoming our female entertainment / sports reporter, please call Roland Bubba Grimes. It's like, please call the studio line real quick. 240-455-5934. 240-455-5934. We need you. We're looking for you. Because, we got a lot of entertainment stuff going on, and, we don't have the other perspective. We just got one perspective in here right now.
Basically. You know what else I wanted to touch on, too?
We don't know what happened to Miss Kim, but, Miss Kim, she's a Dallas Cowboy fan, so maybe.
Yeah, when they got rolling, she just took off. Just so happened they were playing late every Sunday.
We never heard from her again. It was just like,
it's okay. We still love Kim.
It's all good. We got you. We got you.
But I want to touch on Ronda Rousey too on the entertainment page. Like, who allowed her to go out there so ill prepared?
Well, we can touch on her real quick too before we break. So that fight was when? Last week. So look, I'll
Friday?
just say this: she got her ass beat again, and this time it was worse. No,
it wasn't worse.
It was more embarrassing.
It was more embarrassing. It wasn't
48 seconds.
Yeah. My thing with that is her trainers. They had to have seen this in sparring, unless they had her sparring with absolute nothings. They couldn't. I mean, seriously.
Tomato cans.
Yeah, she stepped in the ring and was immediately afraid.
Yeah.
Immediately afraid.
She immediately went into defensive mode as opposed to offensive.
Attacking.
Which was her philosophy. MO. I mean, it was her MO. Right. That's what she does. So you think it's still a mental thing with her right now?
I think it is mental.
I wish we could find a still picture of
her
I've
face.
never seen an athlete catch so many still. Okay, let me rephrase that. I've never seen an athlete be caught by the camera more precisely as she has. It's like every time. I kind of feel bad for her, man.
Man, well, I feel bad for her in the sense that I think her career is over. I don't think she should step back into the octagon again.
Well, her mom said she shouldn't.
And her mom's an Olympic judo champion, so when she speaks, yeah, it means
I didn't
something.
know that.
Yeah, mom's is an Olympic judo champion. So
TMZ caught up with her mom. She was like, "I do not think my daughter should get back in the ring again."
Yeah, see, what she did was her arrival in the UFC was a blessing and a curse. It was a blessing in the fact that she allowed the women's division to take off. It was a curse for her in the fact that now these girls are here stepping their game up. So now they're not coming in, like you said, as tomato cans. This girl, Amanda Nunes, is a beast.
Yeah, she looked like
a beast. Walked right through her. I mean, she had that mental edge at first, like you said. Her game was intimidation, the fear factor. Nobody's afraid of her anymore. And that was so evident how Amanda Nunes just, F it, I'm walking through you. So
yeah, the girl who beat her, what's her name again?
Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, she looked like the type. If that's your girl, you say something wrong, you may get popped one time. Like, oh, did you just jab me?
She tough, man. She is tough. And it goes back to, I ask myself, with boxers too, trainers, because they outlawed fathers training sons now.
In the U.S.?
I forget what actual division it is, if it's the WBC or the WBO, but they will no longer allow fathers to train sons because they don't know when to stop. They don't know when to stop. So with her, and I think her husband's in her corner too, somebody should have been smart enough to say, hey, look, Dana, I don't think that this is going to work with her, this fight. She's not ready. Because she effectively killed her career. Now, I hope that she can go into movies and continue to make money that way.
She had a whole year off. At what point was she going to be ready? It definitely didn't look physical. She looked to be in far better shape than she was last time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think that was a problem. I think it was a choice of opponent. You put her in the ring with the baddest woman on the planet right now in terms of that division.
Okay.
She should have crawled before she walked. Mm-hmm. There we go, right there. You can take a look at it.
I mean, just look at this, man.
It's sad.
I've never seen an athlete be captured just looking so hopeless and just so destroyed as much as Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, that's
a moment of prayer for Ronda Rousey, please.
For her career.
For a career. You had a good run. It seems like as soon as she started talking that stuff about Floyd, and she did it again. I don't know if it's just UFC and their marketing strategy as far as just bringing up Floyd's name, but she did it again like 2 days right before the fight. Oh, you know, some people call themselves money and this and this and that, and it's all about the money, and I don't agree. It's like, what?
Yeah, her priorities,
doing it again.
Her priorities needed to be on that left and right cross.
Jab, yeah, she can't handle jabs.
But and another thing I want to break down before we move on and touch on this Soulja Boy situation is that she doesn't face the music after the fight.
Oh, I agree with that.
She does not step up and answer questions from reporters after she takes these unbelievable L's. And it's not, I mean, it's, how do you have, is there another set of rules for her and everybody? I mean, even Conor McGregor stepped up to the mic after Nate beat him.
Yeah.
Answer questions. I mean, one thing you can't say about Conor is he's a stand-up dude. At the end of the day, the antics and everything, but when it got down to it, he took an L, he answered the questions like a man. She, on the other hand, both times, now maybe the first time I can understand, she had a broken jaw and some teeth loose and her lip was lacerated. I might can understand that. This time she just took a couple of black eyes. Baby girl, you gotta sit at that table and answer those questions.
Yeah, but for some reason it's endorsed by Dana White, and I'm sure, and that's another thing we heard this week on the radio, like, you know, a lot of hardcore UFC fans, you know, they look at that and they say, well, okay, well, why is it one rule for her and everyone else has to face the music when they lose?
Yeah, that's the thing, and I mean, and it leaves the fans hollow. You know, at the end of the fight, okay, we get Amanda's perspective. She won. She beat your ass in. But what did you see? What happened? Are you gonna fight again? Are you coming back?
Yeah, I mean, she got destroyed, man. Twice. I mean, she got destroyed twice. 2 times in a row.
All right, so we have a coonery alert, everybody.
All right, so hold on. Let's set it up for him. Again, we're gonna talk about the whole Chris Brown and Soulja Boy fiasco. We're gonna talk about that next, but just set it up. Give him a tease. No, what happened? This is over Soulja Boy liking somebody's picture or something on Instagram. Is that how this happened?
He liked the picture of Karrueche Tran, which was, for those who don't know, Chris Brown's ex, which touched off an atomic bomb of coonery and buffoonery on the internet last week. So when we get back, we'll touch on that before we get out of here.
All right, so again, and we want to take y'all calls on this too. I mean, this is, you know, one of our fun topics. Is this hype? Is this just like hip hop at its finest right now in 2017? Is this just the way it is, or feuds and you know,
the one good thing that I can say that's coming out of this is nobody's talking about grabbing guns. They want to pick up their hands and fight. So I'm all down for that. I'm one of the dudes in the cafeteria when there was a fight. I was on the table. I want to see it, who got hands and who don't. So I will pay for the Soulja Boy Chris Brown fight. I'm saying it. I will be a witness to the coonery and buffoonery.
All right, y'all, we'll be right back. We are the plug. Here's a classic by Tupac Shakur, Me Against the World. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's just me against the world. Me against the world, baby.
Yeah, Mike, it wasn't nobody there for the fight.
I got nothing to lose. It's just me against the world. In the city, the cops are topping me. The project is full of bullets, no bodies is dropping. They ain't no stopping me. Constantly moving while making millions. Witnessing killers, leaving dead bodies in the abandoned buildings. Can't reach the children cause they're illin'. Addicted to killing and the appeal from the cap villain. Without feeling, but will they last or be blasted? Hard-headed bastard. Maybe you'll listen in this casket. The aftermath. More bodies being buried. I'm losing my homies in a hurry. They relocating to
a villain, a young thug. Every day there's more death, and plus I'm no less. I'm seeing more reasons for me to proceed with thieves. Scheme on them, scheming and leave their beats breathing. Cause ain't no punch to stack up. My nuts is backed up. I'm about to act up. Go load the Mac up. Now watch me clack up. Try make a fat cut. But yo, it ain't working and evil's lurking. I can see him smirking when I get the purpose. So what? Go put some work in and make my mail, make a sales. Risking 25 with an L, but oh well.
Me against the world.
With nothing to lose, it's me against the world. It's just me against the world, baby.
Me against the world.
I got nothing to lose, it's me against the world. It's just me against the world, baby. With nothing to lose, it's just me against the world, baby.
Me against the world.
Me against the world. I got nothing to lose, it's just me against the world, baby. With all the sex and stressing, the question I wonder is after death, after my last breath, when will I finally get to rest through this suppression? They punish the people that's asking questions and those that possess. Still from the ones without possessions, the message I stress. To make it stop, study your lessons, don't settle for less. Even the genius asks questions, be grateful for blessings. Don't ever change, keep your essence. The power is in the people, in politics we address. Always do your best, don't let the pressure make you panic. And when you get stranded and things don't go the way you planned it, dreaming of riches, in a position of making a difference. Politicians and hypocrites, they don't want to listen. If I'm insane, it's the fame made a brother change. It wasn't nothing like the game, it's just me against the world.
Me against the world.
Nothing to lose, it's just me against the world, baby.
Me against the world.
Got me stuck in the game, it's just me against the world. I got nothing to lose, it's just me against the world, baby.
Me against the world.
That's right. I know it seems.
All right, y'all, welcome back. We are The Plug here on elifemedia.net, broadcasting live TV and radio worldwide. It's negative 5 degrees here in D.C. right now. Can't get no colder than that right now. All right, this portion of our entertainment show is being brought to you by Undertaker Pest Control. Look, we've been talking about it all day. For affordable prevention and maintenance plans for residential and commercial properties, please contact my man Mike over at 202-455-3500. 202-455-3500. We know that the mice and rats and stuff like to come in the winter, especially when it's negative 2 degrees outside. They like to find warmth in your house and try to find those little nuggets you left on the floor. So please, if you find the mice or something in your house, please contact my man Mike over at Undertaker Pest Control. We bury the pests and the competition. And as always, please don't forget to tell them that the plug sent you. All right, so we're going to jump into this Chris Brown and Soulja Boy. No one's pulling out Dracos for this fight. So that's a good thing, right?
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's what I can say that's coming out of this that I kind of find a little honorable is that, you know, they're talking about throwing hands. So, I mean, that's all well and good. But everything else that's come along with this has been a bunch of coonery. And it seems like everybody and their mama is latching on to this.
Everybody.
You got Mike Tyson chiming in. 50 Cent has now got 21 Savage or 22 Savage supposedly getting on the card.
Yeah, he said something about black young star or something too.
I didn't hear that, but now he's talking about Kenya Martin and somebody else, an NBA beef back in the day getting on the card. Hey, I'm telling you, this might be some fun. I might just tune in just to see
what they doing. Like, people think it's a joke, but I mean, if you look at the gauge of, or if you gauge the amount of attention that this is getting on social media, then of course that will equals Velcro North over here again. He had the Velcro in his pants again. But yeah, if you look at the amount of attention that this quote unquote beef has gotten this week, man, I mean it's amazing.
Yeah, but Soulja Boy has been walking this path for a few months now. Seems like he's been wanting to pull the Draco out on everybody and their mama, you know, for the past 2 months. So I was surprised for it to come to a head like this. I mean, you had a video of him. Where is this boy from? I think he was somewhere.
Well, somebody said he was really from Atlanta, right?
I don't know. I thought it was from somewhere else down south, and then he migrated to Atlanta. And now he's a blood in Compton. Well, they got video of him on the set in Compton, stepping out and claiming the hood, and walked up to the wrong Pyru, and it didn't go quite well. So he's just been taking L's left and right, and I haven't seen any. This is one of those epic falls. If he gets knocked clean the hell out at this pay-per-view, this will be almost an RG3 like. Well, I can't even say that because Soulja Boy ain't really been hot since he was making a mule, and so I don't know. This is gonna be interesting.
I wish that I was able to pull up. It's a guy on Instagram that reenacted the whole thing where Soulja Boy was out there on the block and he was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And then the dude, I mean, the way he did it, man. Hey, he did it exactly like Soulja Boy, but the guy.
You talking about Lil Durk video? Was it
No, it wasn't Durk. It was this other guy. Like I should have. I wonder if I sent that to you.
Hold on. Can we hear some of Soulja real quick, please?
All right, let's go. Need audio.
I want to hear some of Soulja. This is getting me steamed up for this fight. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Chris Brown will be fighting. I signed the contract. I just got off the phone with Adrian Broner. Everybody betting their money on Chris Brown gonna be disappointed when I knock light-skinned punk pussy bitch ass the fuck out. Chris Brown a bitch. And he snort crack. He snort cocaine. I seen it with my own eyes. He snort cocaine off of SSL boards in studios.
Oh, okay.
So I know he weak. So y'all better bet y'all money on Soulja Boy. Y'all got me fucked up. I see people. Who y'all think gonna win? Chris or Soulja? Everybody, Chris. Why? Cause he beat up Rihanna? Huh? Cause he punched Rihanna in the fucking face over and over and over. So you think you could whoop me, nigga? I'm a grown ass man. I'm not gonna let you play with me. I'm gonna knock your bitch ass the fuck out, nigga, on my mama.
On my mama.
Fuck Chris Brown. And shout out to Floyd May.
So this is going to turn into a whole production. I think for both of these young men, it is epically tragic that it's come to this point for them. But for me, the consumer of the entertainment, this is entertainment gold.
Well, you know, there are those that would say, okay, you guys are, endorsing coonery, and this is the problem with.
I can call it what it is. It's buffoonery and coonery, but who does not like a good car wreck? I will be there, popcorn in hand, $100 slap down on the Comcast cable to watch this go down. Now I'm probably going to be thoroughly disappointed. It's probably going to be, to bring it back to something that was more recent, a Kimbo Slice Dada 5000 kind of situation. I mean,
that was a waste,
a bunch of garbage. But
look, if they want me to pay $100, or
we can split it.
I mean, that's pretty much our MO anyway. But they're going to have to put more people on the card. Like, it can't be an exclusive Chris Brown versus Soulja Boy with 3 rounds, and we don't even know if it's going to go to full 3.
I ain't got it going 1. I got these boys being
they're going to be so gassed
out.
They're going to be so gassed out. I mean, come on now. If you're not used to training as far as like your cardio and knowing how to cope in the ring, I mean, come on, man. These guys are going to gas out in the first 50 seconds.
All right, so this is 50 talking about the potential lineup.
So I just got off the phone with Champ, so I'm going to give you an update, right? We got a whole card now. We only had one fight. We had Chris Brown and Soulja Boy. Now we're trying to put together 21 Savage, 22 Savage. They're going to fight for the name, and then we only going to have one Savage, all right? So they're going to do that, and then we got, from the NBA, we got Tim Thomas and Kenyon Martin. They got a whole beef. They want to settle. Between me and you, they done ran into each other on the street a couple times. Niggas got mushed. All kind of shit happened. You know what I'm saying? So they really need to go ahead and get that shit off their chest.
So as you can see, this is turning into just media gold, ratings gold, but there's also that coonery side that makes you feel nasty about watching it. It makes you feel like you're watching something you're not supposed to.
Oh, here we go with that again.
But I can't turn away from it though. This is I live for this. I live for this kind of thing here. I mean, box? Let's box. I like a good fight.
And I do think it's unprecedented, like the way they're putting it together. I think there was an instance before where someone was trying to get two entertainers to fight, but it never happened. Who was that?
It was this.
That was recently, right?
Well, you had the celebrity boxing thing. Excuse me, a little while ago, but nothing like this where you had, two young men, a rapper and a singer, fairly popular.
That well known. You're right. Not no has been washed up.
Jose Canseco and Ric Flair or something crazy like that. So this is gonna be interesting to see, real interesting to see. So I think, in terms of our entertainment, because we're looking for an entertainment reporter.
Man, we should get Tay to call up in now. Like, I may be being presumptuous, but we need somebody desperately, man.
So hold on, before we get off of this, who would you put your money on if you had to today?
I will probably say Chris Brown, just because the height and the reach. And the fact that we know that Chris Brown is an athlete, to some degree. I mean, whenever you see like the NBA weekend, celebrity weekend, all-star weekends, you're always going to see Chris Brown out there running and balling. And, you got some skills. So if I had to put my money out, I'd probably go Chris Brown. Just the fact you got a guy who's 6'2", and you got Soulja Boy who's I think about 5'8", plus the reach.
I'm taking Soulja Boy.
You taking Soulja Boy?
I'm taking SB with the Draco.
Well, yeah. Well, if you had the Draco,
if you had the Draco, it's game over.
I mean, it's over for not just him, but maybe everybody in the vicinity. Hey, look, next week I'm gonna find this video of this dude on Instagram, man. It is hilarious, man. It's the funniest.
We need to have a fight party for that joint, man.
I will.
We need to have a fight party.
We will.
We need to start playing.
I mean, to me, I haven't really bought into it 100%. It still seems like, 50 and Floyd just like, okay, well, let me get in and ride this wave of publicity. So I haven't really seen anything that would make me think that it's real.
Yeah, it almost has that feel of like the old heads egging the youngins on just to make everybody laugh and have them look stupid. That's the feel that it has. But if this is to come to fruition,
I mean, but maybe they really did put it out there just to see what type of attention
it would garner,
and see if it really is something that they can put on pay-per-view. Maybe that is possible. I don't know, but
I got a sucker in me because I'm throwing it down.
Oh, we gonna watch that. We gonna even have Roland out there watching that. We gonna have our feet in some grapes that night, baby.
Indeed.
All right, y'all. So, look, man, each and every Sunday, we are the plug here on elifemedia.net, broadcasting live TV, radio, worldwide. And matter of fact, let me give one more shout out to our sponsor for today. Just give me 1 second so I can find it on my phone. All right. So, so Undertaker Pest Control. It's my man Mike. He's a close friend of mine's. Best pest control company in the DMV. Please give him a call at 202-455-3500, 202-455-3500 for affordable prevention and maintenance plans for commercial and residential properties. Please contact Undertaker Pest Control. We bury the pests and the competition. And as always, please don't forget to tell them that the plug sent you. All right, it's 30 degrees below zero here in the DMV. We thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be back next Sunday right here. You can follow me on the gram, BLAQ_Hollywood. No good.
Don't follow me because I don't like none of you.
All right, here we go. Next Sunday, man, we'll be right back here, man. We are the plug. See you guys next week. Thank you.
Bye.